Pelotero la bola. Te traigo la bola, la bola, la bola. Cuidado, caballero, que viene la bola. La bola, la bola, la bola, la bola. Ay, mira, pelotero, que se pare la bola. Que se pare otra vez. Que se vuelva a parar. Que se pare dos veces. Pelotero la bola. A todos les gusta jugar con la bola. Yo tengo un sobrino que juega la bola.
Orlando Hernandez Pedroso, born on October 11, 1965, in Villa Clara, Cuba. Nicknamed El Duque, is a Major League Baseball right-handed starting pitcher who is currently a free agent. His greatest success came as a New York Yankees starter during that team's run of World Series championships in 1998, 1999, and 2000. He also won a championship in 2005 with the Chicago White Sox. Hernandez played for Induced Trials of Havana in the Cuban National Series, helping the team win that title in 1992 and 1996. He also represented Havana in selective series on teams including Ciudad Havana and Habaneros. He was 126-47 with 3.05 ERA over his 10-year career in the National Series. His career winning percentage in National and Selective Series, .728, is the league record. Hernandez was also a fixture on the Cuba national baseball team and was part of the gold-winning Olympic team at Barcelona in 1992. In September 1995, Hernandez's half-brother Livin Hernandez defected from Cuba. Then in July 1996, Orlando Hernandez was detained by Cuban state security and interrogated about his relationship to an American sports agent. 3 months later, he was banned from Cuban baseball. On Christmas Day 1997, Hernandez defected from Cuba, departing on a boat from the small city of Cabarian. The U.S. Coast Guard interdicted Hernandez, his companion Norris Bush, another baseball player named Alberto Hernandez, and 5 others in Bahamian waters, delivering the entire party to Bahamian authorities in Freeport, who confined them in a detention center for illegal immigrants pending eventual repatriation to Cuba, the usual outcome of such cases. However, after lobbying by sports agent Mark Cubas and representatives of the Cuban American National Foundation, CANF, then Attorney General Janet Trino eventually offered both Hernandez's and Bush a special status known as humanitarian parole that would allow them to enter the U.S., based on 1. What were judged to be realistic fears of persecution should they be returned to Cuba, and 2. Their status as exceptionally talented athletes, a class of person that, like exceptionally talented people in other professions, can qualify for special admission to the U.S. under State Department rules. However, Hernandez declined this offer, eventually accepting an offer of asylum in Costa Rica. If he had immediately become a U.S. resident, he would have been subject to baseball's regular draft and could only have negotiated terms with the team that picked him. As a non-U.S. resident, however, he was able to negotiate as a free agent. After 2 months in Costa Rica, Hernandez entered the U.S. on a visa arranged by the New York Yankees, with whom he had negotiated a 4-year, $6.6 million contract. Hernandez enjoyed his best year in 1999, with a 17-9 record and setting career highs in strikeouts at 157 and innings pitched, 214.1, as a Yankee. After the regular season, he was selected the most valuable player in the American League Championship Series. In 2005, while pitching for the Chicago White Sox, Hernandez delivered a memorable performance in the 6th inning of Game 3 of the 2005 ALDS against the Boston Red Sox. Brought on in relief with the bases loaded and no outs, Hernandez induced 2 fly ball outs before striking out Johnny Damon without surrendering a run. The White Sox would go on to win the game, sweeping the Red Sox out of the playoffs. After the 2005 season, he was traded along with relief pitcher Luis Vizcaino and the highly touted prospect outfielder Chris Young to the Arizona Diamondbacks for former teammate Javier Vazquez. On May 24, 2006, he was dealt to the New York Mets in exchange for relief pitcher Jorge Julio. Hernandez's debut season in the National League allowed him to attain some offensive feats for the first time in his career. On July 29, 2006, Hernandez drove in the first 2 RBIs of his career. When asked when was the last time he remembered he drove in a run, Orlando said, "In Cuba." Then, on August 20, 2006, at Shea Stadium, Hernandez had the first stolen base of his career. Hernandez pitched well after his trade to the Mets, going 9-7 with a 4.09 ERA in 20 starts as the Mets won the National League East. His stellar pitching in September, going 2-2 with a 2.01 ERA, earned him the privilege of being named the Mets Game 1 starter in the 2006 National League Division Series. However, while running sprints in the outfield the day before the playoffs started, Hernandez tore a muscle in his calf and had to be scratched from the postseason roster. He was re-signed by the Mets on November 14, 2006. Injuries limited Hernandez to just 24 starts during the 2007 season, but he pitched successfully when healthy, posting a 9-5 record, a 3.72 ERA, and 128 strikeouts in 147 innings. Hernandez underwent foot surgery following the 2007 season and was not ready to begin the 2008 season with the Mets. He underwent a lengthy post-surgery rehabilitation program in Florida with the intent of joining the Mets in August 2008. A toe injury that required season-ending surgery in late August 2008 ended Hernandez's season without having thrown a pitch for the Mets. A free agent following the 2008 season, Hernandez's future as an active player is in doubt, especially considering his history of mounting injuries and his age. When Hernandez signed with the Yankees in 1998, he claimed to have been born in 1969. In 1999, the Smoking Gun published his divorce decree from Cuba, which had surfaced in connection with a child support case brought by his ex-wife. The decree revealed him to have been born in 1965. There have even been reports of Hernandez being born sometime between 1957 and 1961. The official site of Major League Baseball still gives his year of birth as 1969, while his pages on ESPN and baseball-reference.com list it as 1965. Four-time World Series champion, 1998 New York Yankees, 1999 New York Yankees, 2000 New York Yankees, 2005 Chicago White Sox. American League Championship Series MVP 1999. Two-time Cuban National Series champion 1992, Induced Trials, Havana, and 1996, Induced Trials, Havana. Gold medalist for Cuban national baseball team 1992 Barcelona Summer Olympics.
El juego ha sido suspendido por lluvia.